anybody missed it.
Sounds good.
So
unintentional mid-show rehearsal of lines. Sounds fine to me. Shotgun theater, baby.
All right, I see you on D Live, and I see you on Twitch.
Okay. I can't believe it's giving me this much issue.
I don't see us. If,
yeah, I'm going to bring y'all into it.
Okay, cause that, or if that's intentional for bandwidth.
No, I got you back up. But it might just be too much. I'm getting my butt handed to me on this match because I'm not even paying attention to it.
You're trying to play while I'm talking. Nice, nice.
He's doing that multitasking, keeping the games rolling, trying to get some SLP.
You know what though? You gotta keep making that SLP grind life, man.
You got to.
You can't not rolling. Like it's impossible not to PvP or like PvE in the background where you're doing some other nonsense, and then slowly realize that you're just now playing video games. But no, just grinding while doing other stuff. Like, yeah, what other stuff you doing? Ordering, delivering, and watching Netflix, or is that the same?
Yo, thanks for the Lemons Network. We're having some small technical difficulties today on the checkpoint, which the weather's pretty rough here in Texas right now. Like everything's really soggy. So I'm thinking that might have some issues going on with it. But we're like the boys said, we're going to keep on refreshing and getting it out there, make sure people get their Axies on the giveaway, get as much information we have to.
Bear with us,
I'm in no rush. I can be here all night. There's a lot of good stuff coming, so just stick around. If you're listening and you can't see, whatever, we're just going to talk and hang out and chill. And if you turn it off right now, then you're never going to win an Axie tournament. I can guarantee you that. Because everyone who listens, you know more than you. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just facts.
Them facts. Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts. Is that a political thing? Because we don't talk politics at Axie. Are we ready to rock again?
Yeah, we are on and we're ready to go. So
we back.
Okay.
Basically, before we got disconnected last time, you were kind of going on about your entry in. So I think you were getting into like magic cards and stuff like that, and then going into the Axies.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I've been collecting cards and playing games for my entire life. Magic the Gathering came out in 1993, and I was 9 years old, and I jumped right into the deep end within about a year of its release. I did the same in video games and computer games like Diablo 2, World of Warcraft, all down the line. In Diablo 2, I was an item farmer. In World of Warcraft, I was running bots on the auction house to exploit various economic edge cases, like things that didn't have a listing fee, and using a large bankroll to buy out different items and relist them. Fun fact, one of our guild members threatened a gold farmer. He still extorted him for money, which is what we use as the bank for my little World of Warcraft hedge fund. Is dodgy. I had no part of that. As soon as the money hit my hands, I didn't know what that was. Or at least that's my story. So I've been doing this kind of thing my whole life, automating looking at processes, looking at systems, looking for ways to get advantages. The Magic player, I started out 10 years ago. I built a blog. Right around the time Bitcoin first came out, I built a blog about trading Magic cards. I was flat broke. I had $100 in my pocket that I used to buy a Magic deck. And since I've been playing for a while, I was like, okay, I should do this. So I'll just go to all the games and
you break it up a little bit there, bud. And for once, I could say it's not on my end because Chief looks fine. Thank God it's not me this time. It's not me, it's you.
Oh God. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the moral of the story is when Ben was back in his Magic days.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Oh, you're back.
There you go, bub.
Yeah, killed my VPN. Now you can track all my voice calls when I speak on the internet in public to everybody.
Find him. Take all of his Axies.
Here's my ETH address. Take them all. Just give me ETH in return. Right. So, flat broke about 10 years ago. Started playing Magic competitively with a $100 deck at a time where the best deck probably cost 10 times that. And I had no job. I had nothing to do with my time except practice. And eventually, I became like the local end boss of tournaments. because I'd always make the finals and destroy people, just because all I did was practice with this one deck. And eventually I won enough cards to build the really good deck, and that led to me winning more cards. Used that to launch into trading Magic cards as my job. Opened a retail store for about a year and a half. Went to conventions. I once bought a Magic card collection at Denny's in 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
For our international friends. Denny's is a chain of low-end American diners scattered mostly through the more rural and Midwestern parts of the country. Yeah. It's not exactly the most glorified place to be at 3 a.m. or to be buying Magic cards. But it was great. We had the most fun. You know, we were younger then.
Denny's is awesome, man. That's where you can get breakfast at any time of day. I miss
breakfast at any time. It was great. We were so delirious from sleep deprivation because we've been gaming all day. But I just became the local guy who was always known to have money for Magic cards. So people would always come to me and be like, "Hey, I need to sell cards to buy gas." And I'm like, "Yeah, what you got? What you got?" Kind of like a Magic card pawn shop. And this was what was paying my bills. I was living off of this. So that blog turned into a website where other people contributed articles about like how to trade Magic cards for profit, which was like a very new thing back then. A tournament happened, one card got used that had never been used before, and I bought a bunch of them online. By the time they got there, all the internet prices had like gone up tenfold.
Wow.
So I went and I sold them all to my local players and realized, wait a minute. Press button, get cardboard, give cardboard, get fiat currency? Yeah. I didn't make the connection with Bitcoin until years later, but that just kind of set the context for what came next. Started the retail store, realized retail sucked, sold the inventory to start a SaaS company on top of the blog, giving people a way to optimize their Magic card collection, ways to buy and sell and trade them with various vendors, kind of like a price aggregator. And no one had actually done that in Magic yet. There's plenty of ways to buy Magic cards, but there weren't a lot of good ways to get liquidity on your existing cards. So we aggregated a list of buyers, which changed the industry. It just created a tremendous amount of new liquidity in the marketplace. It centralized a lot of things that had been fragmented. It led to a lot of price discovery happening. And that's kind of how I started seeing the overlap in blockchain. I came up against the limits of physical cardboard when I was trying to do innovative business models in Magic the Gathering. And I just hit this wall where it's like, I'm still dealing with like atoms, like carbon-based atoms. I need to be working in electrons and pure logic. Because anytime you have to move things that are made of atomic matter, you have to do like work. It has to be actually moved somewhere.
Yeah.
The laws of physics govern that. Because if I have a Magic card in my hand, you don't. That's the innovation of blockchain, is that your private key, that blockchain, that's the laws of physics. If I have that key and you don't, well, that's my thing.
Right.
Nothing you can change that. So when I put 2 and 2 together there, I realized, okay, I need to start keeping an eye out for when these two things meet. Made a really bad call on an investment a couple years ago by a few former Magic the Gathering guys. You know who you are, shame on you. Just told use some credit, use their weak credibility from a bygone era and some borrowed names from some friends who looked good and just never delivered anything. So that took me off gaming for a little while, but then after trying my hand at like algo trading on Binance and all these other things, I just came to the fact that like, okay, trading is boring and I'm terrible at it. This is a fun way to lose money. My bots did pretty well most of the time, but I couldn't figure out how to stop them from getting pounded in a downturn. So I just said, you know what, screw this. Just let the crypto sit for a while, do other things.
Right.
Then I start hearing about NFT gaming again. I poke my head out. I look around. I see games like the Hearthstone clone, that Relentless, the zombie.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, well, we're making progress here. Then I'm seeing things like Gods Unchained. Okay, now we have like AAA level production quality Hearthstone clones that are